Gamestop Corp is a Fortune 500 company headquartered in Grapevine, Texas, is a global multi-channel video game and consumer electronics retailer. Gamestop operates over 5,800 stores across 14 countries. The company's consumer product network also includes Game Informer magazine, the world's leading print and digital video game publication, and ThinkGeek, the premier retailer for the global geek community, featuring exclusive and unique video game and pop culture products. It has over 10,000 employees and revenue between 5 to 10 billion US dollar per year. Let's have a look at the reviews and see what the employees are saying about this company. Females, be aware. I worked at GameStop full-time for more than 3 years. Pros: fun to handle games, customers are cool. Cons: females are treated poorly by both associates, management, and customers. Management doesn't stop sexual harassment, values and morals are unrealistic, they encourage you to lie to customers. Okay. Advice to management: don't threaten female employees against reporting to HR and back up your employees regardless of gender. 1 star. Don't work here. I worked at GameStop full-time for less than a year. Pros: none. Everything sucks. Miserable place. Okay. Cons: everything is constantly changing and always under the fear of getting fired. Advice to management: give up and concede to Amazon. You can find better employment. I worked at GameStop full-time for more than 8 years. 8 years? That's a long time. Pros: some interactions with customers. Cons: just about everything else. Advice to management: innovation. Be a place more than just buy and sell video games, and more of an interactive experience that brings the customer in and makes them want to return. Seems like this employee should have quit much earlier. Not a livable job. I've been working at GameStop part-time for more than a year. Pros: great co-workers, some great regulars, able to borrow games. Oh, that's good. Cons: they pay you as little as they possibly can and give you as little hours as they possibly can, while expecting you to sell every single thing they slap you for to each and every of your 5 customers that shift. If you are a woman, be ready to be disregarded by some male customers if there is a male employee working with you. Apparently we don't play games, so they don't trust our opinions, lol. The bullying trickling down from the top management to the bottom is insane. They are starting to adopt the everything is replaceable model so they can bully everyone into bullying their customers into buying everything. Advice to management: pay your employees what they deserve, don't expect quality workers on minimum wage and 10 hours a week. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. What does Kool-Aid have to do with this? I worked at GameStop full-time for more than 5 years. Pro: spending time talking about games, yeah, that's always fun. Making friends with similar interests, yeah, sounds good. Customer relationships, occasional free games, and early access to new or rare items. I worked at GameStop for 6 years and the only good things that came from it were the friends I made and the statues I got to keep from vendors. Cons: where to start? Terrible payroll hours, difficult to work with management, unrealistic expectations, no upper managerial accountability, severe nepotism, questionable ethics, toxic culture, consistent problems with sexual harassment and excusing harassment, lack of diversity, wasteful practices such as tearing up t-shirts and throwing them away instead of donating them, incredible demanding quotas with no commission, poor health insurance coverage, confusing and inconsistent sales strategies, unsafe work environment, practically always working by yourself with no security, no transparency, money-hungry business goals. Whoa, that's a lot of cons there. Advice to management: stop trying to be other companies by applying their strategies but taking out the aspects that make those strategies work. Put more value into your employees and work to actually develop them. Reward them. Treat them like they are valuable human beings instead of numbers machines. Give your staff sufficient payrolls and don't keep running them into the ground. 82 hours was the amount of hours I got allocated on average to a medium high volume store. That meant typically the store manager, the assistant store manager, and one other manager got to work on any given week. It was never enough and created several security risks. Almost every manager I worked under sexually harassed me, and when I tried to bring it to HR, it was overlooked each time and they attempted to find ways to blame me for their bad behavior. Even once it was said you can't expect to be a woman looking like you do around a ton of nerds without a little bit of harassment. Come on, hold people accountable for harassment and don't just move them to another store or district when complaints stack against them. That's something I saw several times. Whoa. Loads of responsibility? I guess it says loads of responsibility. I worked at Gamestop part-time. Pros: games are discounted, good and funny training. Funny training? Okay. Cons: pay is horrible, no benefits, and you will be lucky to even get to 20 hours per week. Lack of support for women. I worked at GameStop full-time for more than 3 years. Pros: you can borrow used games for 24 hours. Okay. Cons: depending on where you work, male customers are ignorant and aggressive. Advice to management: hire security so male customers can stop feeling comfortable threatening your staff. Okay, seems like a security issue here. Limited room for growth or advancement. I worked at GameStop full-time for more than a year. Pros: a paycheck and predictable schedule. Paycheck? I hope you have a paycheck, yeah. Cons: no opportunity for advancement, typically small company, petty politics. Advice to management: adapt or die. I've been working at GameStop full-time for more than 5 years. Pros: checking out games, there aren't many. Cons: abusive sales goals to try and stay relevant in the marketplace. Advice to management: stop trying to make pre-orders a thing. Just waiting for the end now. I've been working at GameStop full-time for more than 10 years. 10 years! Pros: 44 hours work week, work your time and leave. Don't worry about being bothered at home, it's much better than being salaried. Cons: if left to your own, a good store leader will sell to guests, obviously with promoting some of the not best associates. The regional managers treat people like they don't have a brain, they tell them how to sell to guests and don't let them succeed or fail on their own. At this point, with the drastic stock drop and the save 100 million mantra, you just can't help but feel that the store is closing or coming soon. Everyone is looking over the shoulder hoping they can make the cut. Advice to management: talk to us. Tell us whether or not there will be a compensation in salaries for us. If not, just tell us. Stringing us along won't make people happy. People already see that we probably won't get raises next after getting crap raises this year. Okay, let's have a look at the highest rating reviews. The better you perform, the better the hours. I worked at GameStop part-time for more than 3 years. Pros: you get to work with video games. Cons: none. I always see a lot of people complain about hours, but just like the title says, the better you perform, the better the hours. I do believe they've changed the business model away from the power-up cards though. 5 stars. Love to work here. I've been working at GameStop. I hope so, otherwise you can't write this review. Pros: I love games and I've been playing games since I was young. That doesn't have anything to do with GameStop. Cons: rude people, bad management. Advice to management: I always respect you. Great. I worked at GameStop full-time for more than 3 years. Pros: fun video games, great candy. Cons: low pay and hours him, her. Nice. I've been working at GameStop full-time for more than a year. Pros: I love it, it's fun. Cons: none. Advice to management: give out garlic bread. I don't think this is a genuine review here. Great place to work. I worked at GameStop part-time for less than a year. Pros: awesome staff, flexible hours, fun place to work. Cons: I had no cons working here. Was a fun place to work. I worked at GameStop part-time for more than 5 years. Pros: enjoyed the people I worked with, great atmosphere. Cons: few hours, not great pay. Lots of stuff to do, but my manager rocks. I've been working at GameStop. Pros: cool managers, relaxed environment, always fun to help guests. Cons: more than just standing at a POS and not a lot of hours in the summer. Advice to management: invest in infrastructure. Great place, but they forget about you eventually. I worked at GameStop part-time for more than 3 years. Pros: working with games and opportunity to have a long conversation with customers, flexible hours. Cons: I was there for 4 years and no opportunity for advancement. They eventually start scheduling you when they hire all the seasonals. Rewarding job. I've been working at GameStop full-time for more than 5 years. Pros: new challenges every day, great experiences with guests, develop lifelong friendships with co-workers. That's great. Cons: holiday hours are less than ideal. Advice to management: keep the transparency. This is a good job. I've been working at Gamestop full-time for more than 8 years. Pros: you get decent money per year. Cons: you get robbed at least once a week. Is that a good job or not? I'm confused. Okay, let's see what they actually make. So, if you are a store manager, your base average salary would be 42k a year. If you're an assistant store manager, you'll not even get paid per year, but you're gonna get paid per hour. That will be $13 an hour. A game advisor, I guess that's the normal staff there, will get paid $9 an hour. And if you're a senior game advisor, you get $1 more, $10 an hour. And what about employee benefits? The 3 most popular benefits at GameStop is employee discount, only 15% on everything except digital and newer systems, health insurance, really good but a bit expensive, great coverage, and vacation and paid time off, only received at assistant store manager or higher, and only 2 weeks a year. So overall, GameStop gets a 3 star out of 5. And only 38% of the people will recommend it to a friend, and only 18% of the people will approve of the CEO. So that was the review of GameStop. Let me know what you think. Would you ever work for GameStop? Do you know anyone that works at GameStop, and do you know whether they like it or not? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.